Hello friends, welcome to the first video in the graphic design mini course series, Typography. We will be dissecting type and know the jargons that you must be aware of as a graphic designer. If this is the first time here, I am Somrat from Mozart Design and your host for this design mini course. If you enjoy the content, make sure you support the channel by pressing the subscribe button and let the YouTube algorithm work in our favor. Okay, enough of talking, let's get into the video. So first, let's begin with what is typography and why should we care. To keep things simple, typography is the style or appearance of the text. Now, if you master type, it can substantially affect how a design looks and feels. We see the use of typography everywhere, be it on websites, banners, advertisements, social media designs, flyers, etc. Now, at times, type is used to complement a design, or sometimes it can be the design itself. Also, not to digress too much, knowing the anatomy of type, it depends your understanding of design itself. So it's a good thing to master and keep as a tool in your arsenal. Now that we know why it is important, let's familiarize ourselves with some terminology. Let's begin with a word and break it down to its core components and see through the eye of a designer. So I will be shifting to my laptop screen and let's move it now. You can see the word Mississippi here. I'm using a serif typeface for this one. We will come to know about typefaces later though. Each letter of the word Mississippi is called a character. Now let's draw a line that sits or hugs the bottom of each character. You get something called a baseline. Do keep in mind it doesn't include the little extensions of the character P, also known as descenders. Now, similarly, we can draw another line that hugs the top part of the characters. We can call it a second baseline, again excluding the so-called extensions known as ascenders. Now, anything that's in between the top and the bottom baseline is called the X height. It's the core component of our word, Mississippi. We can see in the word there are more descenders than ascenders. Now, this would really change depending upon your word. Now, why should we look at a word in this way? Looking at the word this way, we can find a balance between the ascenders and the descenders. Moving forward, certain obvious things like this top line is called an ascent line and the bottom one is called a descent line. That is again so obvious. Now let's go a little bit more deep into the anatomy of type. I won't be talking about every small things as practically you don't use those in your daily design life. If you need a detailed guide, I will drop a PDF guide or links down below. So you are all covered. Let's jump into the first must-know term. We will be discussing some must-know terms, and these are just industry terms which we need to know to communicate between other designers or even the client. Starting with the first word, it's kerning. Kerning is the space in between two consecutive characters of a word. When we would do the module 2, we will see how the default kerning isn't always the best choice, and there's always a need to manually adjust the kerning. Kerning is used to create a balance between each individual characters, and it is recommended to do it when doing designs like logo design. We will get more in details when we go into the module 2, so stay subscribed. Coming to the second most important term that we must know is leading or leading. Now, leading is the space between adjacent lines of type. Now, why is it called leading? To know that, we would have to know the history of type itself. Previously, when digital prints weren't a thing, they used to put these thin strips of lead in between two lines to create something called spaces, hence the name leading. Leading is really important to care about when we are dealing with blocks of type. Simply when there are more words to play with, example like sentences or paragraphs. At times, I feel that when we are starting out, we really don't care much about leading, but if we don't care about the leading, the block of the text can feel a bit cramped, or if we do too much of it, it might feel disconnected. See, a lot of this has to do how people perceive text itself, and now I don't want to make this video boring, so we will discuss about different styles of type in the next video. So stay tuned for more. Just hold on with me, guys. A lot of these things might feel, oh, we don't really need to know this, but when we will move into the module 2, you will see how we actually apply these things while designing something practical. And if you have no idea what I'm referring to this module 2 again and again, watch the first video in this playlist. That's all for today, my friends. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like the content and subscribe to support me. It takes immense amount of work and editing time to get these videos up. Let's see you in the next video. Peace.